Hi, before we begin this video, I have an important announcement. Before I joined the Secret Rift, and after I checked out my friend's server for the sake of this video, my friend will be called Riku. Because I do not want to get him involved in this drama as much as necessary. Because I feel like Riku deserves every right to know, just like you guys. So, as I was stating, I used to be on a different Discord server before I joined the Rift. That server belonged to the content creator Joe Frederick. Let's just say I ended up making some mistakes that I regret wholeheartedly. And got into some fights with the more recent team on his Discord server. So when Joe Frederick made a thread post to ask questions about menial things like interesting non-issues that small tier content creators have. He points out that wanting to make friends with other creators. He also says, in his own words, that he wants to befriend other content creators, but doesn't know how to do it. So I brought up something from my experience on his server, and that is not to make some of the same mistakes I did. In particular, not arguing with the content creators' moderation team. Even if I was insisting on wanting to help someone. Guess I forgot the friendship lesson within not asking for trouble on that part. And I explained how that was what happened, and that I made peace with my decision and moved on. I said that I didn't want to be a bother to anyone anymore, and I hoped everyone was doing okay on his server. And that's when he replied, respectfully, after reviewing the report logs, you had consistently mass pinged the server after being told not to. You publicly discussed some questionable LGBTQ opinions and generally made people uncomfortable. And then he asked not to persist on his account. And I replied, "No worries, I won't. Just take care out there." However, there was one or two things that I do take issue with the first part of his statement. The first of which is, if I made anyone on the server uncomfortable for any reason, I'm deeply sorry. That was never the intent. I didn't mean to offend anyone. As for publicly discussing some questionable LGBTQ opinions, I believe that will be the falsehood that was told to him by his server moderators, particularly one named Sunny, which I have mentioned. Because, yes, I did consistently ping Joe for wanting to help him because he was very busy with his own content, and at the time I wasn't very busy at all. Heck, I was even just starting to plan my video schedule before all this even happened. And I thought maybe I could put some time in to help Joe. Unfortunately, as previously mentioned, I forgot about the moral of the episode, not asking for trouble, and as you might have expected, I was asking for trouble on that part. But not once did I publicly discuss some questionable opinions. I was just stating my absolute disgust of gender identity politics, something that I have always been unnerved by and will always vent about whenever I feel like it. Perhaps a bit too much in some cases. I didn't want to show this part, but when I explained to her that I'm fully aware that being a content creator is considered a full obligation, and explained my reasoning for wanting to help, Sunny, the server moderator in question, said this: "It should be a given not to ping Joe for things that aren't urgent or necessary. I have zero idea where you're coming from. Hope this helps. Anyways, Kim, I am so proud of you." I found this extremely rude, if not hostile. After all, I was just trying to help, even if the way I decided to let Joe know if he needed any was not the best way of going about things. However, Kim, the other moderator in this message, or just someone else in this message, again, I could not know, said this: "Don't worry, Joe has it handled." At least Kim was being considerate about my feelings and understanding, unlike Sunny. But the worst part of it is when I found 2 other replies underneath his previous reply. Both telling me to get in touch with an account known as Zen and Cracks, saying that I have an issue with my account. For the record, I don't have a problem with my account. And I'd rather not let someone take control of my account, as it's something that helps to represent me. And I know I say a lot of stuff that some people tend to hate, but whether or not you have a different opinion does not mean that you should give up socials or anything else for whatever reason. I even had to censor the email out. Not just because of Zen's privacy, because I also would never contact him, or whatever pronouns they go by. Because at this point, I find it just plain offensive. All of it. I apologized and I've moved on. And this is what I got. So, you know what? I'm happier that I joined the Secret Rift afterwards. I've even made a new friend in Candy the Arkin Pony, who also subscribed to my channel after my update video, so thanks for that, buddy. That really means a lot to me. From the bottom of my heart. Unlike some other people that I've had issues with in the past, I'm not going to block Joe. I'm just going to let bygones be bygones and move on. The reason why I'm telling you all this now is, even though, yes, I am still hurt, and I don't know when I'll be able to start recovering from all this. I don't want anyone harassing him. Or his moderators on his Discord server or anyone else. They've made mistakes just like I have. And I'm just tired of letting this drama continue on and keeping it swept under a proverbial rug. I just want to be done with it. I want to move on from it, and I want everyone to be happy. I'm sorry. I know this was just supposed to be another Let's Play video where I'd be a silly, goofy goober. And it's still going to be that. It's just, I needed to get everything in regards to this off my chest to the best of my ability.